big sadness for all the company in US, in Europe, in Kenya, in Iten, with all the family training together, the coach, the athletes, the physio, the driver, all people was very, very, very sad. And we want to give you what we have inside, because it's very sad to have these people doing like this for women, and it's difficult for us to understand this period. Rebecca was smiling, nice woman, enjoy, very serious, professional in training. We lose big woman, we lose champion, we lose sister in family. Thank you so much to hear my message. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful message. We've gotten condolences from various people. As president of UF, I've received condolences from USA Track and Field Athletics. I received a message from the president of Ethiopia Athletics Federation, the presidents of other federations. I received a condolence from World Athletics President Sebko, but is effectively represented here by Vice President of World Athletics, General Toué, who will present a speech. I've received condolences from several African presidents of federations from several countries, Zambia, Senegal, across Africa, and even outside Africa. We received condolences from Finland, from India, from various places. So Rebecca Cheptegei has even marketed us in her demise. So we appreciate all those who have stood with us and continue to stand with us even as we prepare to give her a final send-off. The team from Uganda Athletics Federation has spent some money. I will not talk about how much we have spent. I will only talk about the amount of money that we shall hand over to the family. From the federation and all the contributions from individuals, we have a total that we shall hand over to the family of 10,259,000. Thank you. May God rest Rebecca Cheptegei in eternal peace. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Our Chief Mona, the Honorable Minister of Sports of Uganda, our guests from Kenya, all invited guests, the bereaved family, the clergy, dear mourners, ladies and gentlemen. I'm standing here on behalf of Uganda Olympic Committee. We all know that Rebecca was an Olympian. As Uganda Olympic Committee, we are represented here by 3 people. Myself as the Secretary General and a member of our committee, Anna Mungoma, and we have one of our colleagues who is seated behind them. As the Uganda Olympic Committee and its fraternity in the Olympic movement, with deep sorrow we express our heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family for the loss of Miss Rebecca Cheptegei. The dream of every athlete, we all know, is to compete in Olympics and become an Olympian. And the road to that journey is very long and at times it has a lot of hurdles. The dream of being an Olympian for Rebecca was interrupted in the 2012 London Olympic Games and also Rio in 2016 by the arrival of our 2 daughters here. She also missed Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games only to achieve that dream in Paris 2024. It's unfortunate that she could not live long enough to enjoy the joy of being an Olympian due to a vicious and unwarranted attack on her by someone who should have given her protection. Olympic values teach us friendship, respect, unity, and dignity in order to make sure all of us live in this world as friends with dignity. Through sports, we learn the rule of fair play and a culture of understanding and ensuring safe environment free of violence of any kind. And that's why in sports, there are rules and regulations that bring in discipline. It is our role as leaders in sports. We have here the Ministry of Education and Sports, both from Ugandan side and Kenyan side. We have Athletics Kenya. We have the Uganda Athletics Federation and us as the Uganda Olympic Committee. Our role is to demonstrate these values of sports and make sure our athletes live in a society that understands the values of sports. At times we take it for granted that when you have an athlete, you as a parent, you'll understand what sports requires of that athlete. That is a big mistake we've been making. It's something that we should not repeat. That's why we see some of these things happening to our athletes. Uganda has policies, it has structures, it has systems to handle gender-based violence. And we have our safeguarding policy as Uganda Athletics Federation, Uganda Olympic Committee, and also government. We have what we call women councils. We have helpline. For those Ugandans, we have Sauti 116. It's a system to report cases of abuse, whether it's against women or it's against men. And we also have what we call the GBV shelters. In the Cheptegei region, we have one located in Ikweni district. RTC, you can correct me. We have 21, one is located in Ikweni. And these are to help our people who are abused, survivors of violence, to protect them temporarily. And for us in sports, we do not want to have these GBV shelters. We want the families to protect our girls within the family setting. Therefore, we in sports, we did not and do not expect our athletes, female athletes, to suffer any form of violence when we have all these structures, the policies, and systems in place. What happened to Rebecca Cheptegei, Agnes Tirop, and Damaris Mutua is an eye-opener for all of us in sports that needs urgent attention. And I'm happy the Cabinet Secretary from Kenya and also our Minister were able to mention this. We need all of you, the male athletes who are here, both Kenya and Uganda, to step up and protect your female colleagues from abuse by spouses or the partners, most of whom are not sportsmen. They don't understand the rigorous training. They don't understand our schedules as sportswomen. To all men married to or are potential partners of our daughters and female athletes, please, Rwanda, Nigeria, Malawi, Zambia, Namibia, Ghana, Liberia, Gambia, Djibouti, Libya, Cameroon, and Lesotho. And also the Gender and Diversity Commission of ANOCA send their condolences. All these, including those in the government and the United Nations and other developing partners, have condemned what happened to Rebecca. This is unacceptable, and together for us today, I urge all of you, all of us, to stand together, united, and say no to violence against our athletes and women generally. Let Rebecca be the last athlete in Uganda, in Kenya, in East Africa, in Africa, and the whole world to face such heinous act. I repeat, let Rebecca be the last athlete in any part of the world to face such kind of act. May you rest in peace, Rebecca. I have a message from the president of the Uganda Olympic Committee. Due to time, I'm not going to read it. I'll hand it over to the family. Now, I want to take this chance. I'm sorry to rush you through. I was part of an acting MC somehow to control the program. I have the privilege to invite the representative of the UPDF, that's Uganda People's Defense Forces, to speak to the mourners. Thank you very much.
My name is Colonel Alan Changungu, the Brigade Commander 407 that takes care of South Karamoja, Cheptegei region and North Bugisu. Privileged I stand here to represent the Chief of Defense Forces of Uganda People's Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who would have been here if it was not some tragic incidents that happened in the last 12 hours of yesterday, where UPDF lost 2 brigadier generals in a separate road accidents, and therefore UPDF is mourning. UPDF is mourning Sergeant Rebecca Cheptegei, who was a giant. Rebecca was a giant. She could not go alone. General Kainerugaba gave me 2 forms of messages. One is written and one is verbal, because it has some actions that he instructed me to request you to do. And therefore, I request all ladies, wherever you are, please sit down. Wherever you are, if you can squat, if you can take any, just sit down. All women. And therefore, may I request all men, my seniors, my equals and subordinates, please stand up. All men, my elders, my grandfathers and fathers, brothers, please stand up.
Kajemale chesok togol kobur munyin doge moron instructions je ko le nyewo nyebo lokwishi Rebecca ndabo togol la kajemala yonge.
And he instructed me to request you to repeat these words after me 3 times.
Kala gatigenga leja aret somok chesok la mida la jemida ji ywe Rebecca yome ywe Rebecca la yonyangi gujesha kajemala je gudunyin doge bur mun ndabo togol la goyongis anje gatigenga leju aret somok